Welcome to another edition of Jake's Super Safe Money Updates. Thanks for being here, Jake.
You're welcome.
There's been a lot of talk about inflation and how low it's been the past few years. What is your take on this, and how does this affect retirees?
Well, a lot of times retirees might think low inflation is good, but the unfortunate byproduct of that is that a low inflation figure is also what the government uses to determine how much cost of living adjustment they're going to give people on their either federal retirement benefits or Social Security benefits. So I'll give you a real example of Social Security increases over the last several years. If you go back to 1975, a $10,000 Social Security benefit would have grown to about $24,681, or about 150% gross increase. So not bad at all, actually. But if you look at the last 15 years on record, it will show you exactly how powerful that lower CPI number is. If you had the same $10,000 in benefits in '99, you would only have $14,300 in benefits due to the cost of living adjustment. If you remember, in 2010 and 11, there was no cost of living increase at all for Social Security recipients. So over the last 15 years, we only had about a 15% gross increase over the entire time frame versus 150% the prior 15. So we just don't see lower inflation being good for the retiree in the long run.
So what do you see happening in the future?
Well, unfortunately, the forces that are forcing them to make these lower numbers are probably going to be in place for the next many years. We've got 18 trillion in debt, growing at $1 trillion a year, and over 100 trillion in unfunded liabilities, which is what they know they owe Medicare and Social Security recipients. So the problem's not going to get better anytime soon. And we're not pessimists, but realistically, they're going to have to keep that number low in order to keep the numbers for Social Security cost of living adjustments low as well. And all you really have to do is listen to them. They're actually telling us they were talking about doing a chained CPI, which would have cut the cost of living adjustments even lower than they are now by about half. They were also talking about doing away with federal retiree benefit cost of living adjustments altogether recently. And so they just can't afford to pay the amount of benefits that they've been paying. And so you'll see more of these cuts coming in the years ahead, I think.
Great. Any final thoughts on inflation?
Well, yeah, our final thoughts would be that the retiree is going to have to, not rely on the government as much as they have been in the past. You're going to have to make sure that your money is growing, safe, earning as much interest as possible. You're going to have to take taxes into consideration because they're inevitably going to go up as well. So in building that three-legged stool of income, you're going to have to rely more on the leg that you supply to the equation. So you're going to have to make sure that your portfolio is in a good position to be weathering the storm over what's probably going to be the next 10 to 15 years.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.